Greetings, this is Greg for Tesla Fan Insight. This piece is first impressions after the Elon Musk Tesla event on July 28, 2017. Bonjour, wie geht's, zdravstvuyte, guten Tag, this is Greg for Tesla Fan Insight. Friday night, the 28th of July 2017, Elon Musk and company introduced us to, or did a second introduction for the Model 3, which included driving opportunities along with, I want to say a dog and pony show. I thought there was some good news from it and some bad news. First of all, I have to say that I thought it was one of the dumbest events I've ever seen. And the reason I say that is that probably 20 or so percent of the 40,000 employees of Tesla plan to buy a Model 3. And so it's very clear that only about 30 vehicles being available on the 28th meant that those keys were just going to executives of Tesla that were buying them. So basically, at this event, Elon handed keys to the executives or families of senior executives of Tesla who are ahead in the priority line at the employee level. So I thought it was a dumb event because you could have just handed those keys to those executives and told us that you did so, because we're still no closer to him introducing those to folks who are real customers that are not Tesla employees or SpaceX employees. The second thing that came to mind that I thought was dumb was Elon Musk made a comment where he referenced the number of people who are asking where their car is. And I was sort of blown away because his response was, come on, there are 10,000 parts in the car. Hence, he kind of implied that the number of parts was affecting their ability to deliver. He also threw out some other data regarding over 50% of the parts are US based and the remainder are around the globe, and he showed a graph of where the parts were coming from. But I thought this was kind of dumb as well because he already has 2 cars on the market. I would bet you that 90%, 80% of the parts coming in are coming from suppliers that they already have a relationship with. So in the case of the Model 3, it's actually fewer parts than you'd have to get for the Model X or the Model S. So I thought that was really a dumb part of it as well. And because it was so dumb, I have to admit that there's actually a book called A Course in Miracles. And what the Course in Miracles suggests is that everything is either love or fear. If it's not one, it's the other. So my take on that, therefore, would be that, I didn't see love in the dumb comments being made by such a smart person. So I have to take it then that this means that we're in a fear situation. And then I started sort of wondering what was up in the fear department. And I have to say that the fear that pops in my mind is the fact that I think that what I saw on Friday could take 20% out of the stock price of Tesla on Monday for a couple of reasons. Number one, they're going to introduce the 300-mile vehicle for $44,000. Why this is a nightmare is that if you're looking at buying a $100,000 Model S, if you're taller or a bigger guy or something like that, or have a big family, it makes sense for you to go for the Model S. But what they basically did was freeze the market for the Model S, because a lot more people are going to start saying, hey, do I spend $44,000 now or next year or $105,000 now? And I think that there's a good reason to wait for the year and then get your vehicle if you already have a car that's not going to force you to get something right away. So I'm expecting Tesla's stock to take a haircut, and it could be somewhere in the 20-25%. If customers respond as I think they will. So I could go on, but in general, I just thought the event showed Tesla in a bad light. I thought that, they presented a lot more unknowns. My grade for the car is somewhere around a C plus B for a number of reasons that I'll give later. My grade for the battery pack, though, is an A plus. Holy smoke. There's new data out with the battery pack that's mind-blowing. And I think that the information is sufficient to cause me to want to maybe just do a presentation exclusively on what we learned about the battery pack and probably be my next post. But basically, the numbers are bananas. The new vehicle comes in at a 3,500 pound curb weight, and with the extended range, we're talking 3,800 pounds. The Model S is 5,900 pounds, the Model X is 6,900 pounds. So the issue that pops up on this whole thing is, what were they thinking is what I don't understand. So long-winded statement to say, it's a mind-boggling situation because I think you could have some really destructive impact on the stock of the company, driven by the fact that the value proposition of the Model 3 is so good that it could jack up the rest of the company. Given my final comment to you, probably on this part of things, is just the idea that, hey, why is Elon Musk offering such a great car, especially with the extended range? Because it starts to defeat the purpose of getting a Model S. So I think these answers will come out as we go forward, but for now, I think the Model 3 ends up differentiating itself nicely with what it can do, but I think it also could do severe damage to the rest of the company. Again, I'm going to, I think, do a more intense look at the Model 3 and its implications, as well as the battery implications from this, and then also looking at how the 2170 gets rotated into trucks is also, I think, kind of interesting right now. And I usually try to do my truck presentations once a week, probably usually on a Sunday. And I think this week is going to be pretty interesting as well. This is Greg for Tesla Fan Insight. I would love to hear what your takeaways were. I just thought it could make life very painful for the company because they're going to lose a lot of Model S sales with people waiting for their Model 3s. And those Model 3s arrival are going to be delayed for another 6 months. So you could end up with a company that has announced a product that freezes out, puts their business in a deep freeze. And therefore their stock price could get hammered. This is Greg at Tesla Fan Insight. Please like and subscribe. Tschüss, macht's gut, au revoir, à tout à l'heure. Look forward to our next conversation and would love to get your feedback.